Have you ever watched someone trip and fall, and felt a tiny smile creep onto your face? Or saw a cocky person fail at something, and thought, yeah, that's what you get. You didn't want to feel that, but you did. And here's the disturbing part: you're not a bad person. Your brain was literally built to feel this. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most uncomfortable truths about human psychology, the dark little secret hiding inside every single one of us. It even has a name. The Germans called it Schadenfreude. Schaden meaning harm, Freude meaning joy, joy from harm. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at yourself or other people the same way again. Let's start simple. Schadenfreude is the pleasure you feel when someone else experiences misfortune. Not just anyone, usually someone you envy, someone you think deserves it, or someone who's been winning for a long time and you've been watching quietly. Now, here's what most people assume: only jealous, bitter, or mean people feel this. Wrong. A 2015 study from Leiden University showed that over 80% of people reported feeling Schadenfreude at some point. 80%. That's not a few bad apples. That's basically everyone. So the question isn't whether you feel it. The question is, why does your brain produce this feeling at all? When you feel joy, any kind of joy, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine is your reward chemical. It fires when you eat food you love, when you win a game, when someone you like texts back. Here's the wild part. Neuroscientists at Princeton University ran brain scans on people watching rivals fail, and guess what they found? The same dopamine reward circuits fired up. Your brain literally tagged someone else's failure as a reward. Like food, like winning, like love. Now, why would evolution design this? Think back, way back. 50,000 years ago, you're not living in a city. You're in a tribe. 30 people, maybe 50. Resources are limited. Food, mates, status, power. If the strongest guy in your tribe breaks his leg, your chances of survival just went up. Your brain learned competitor down equals you move up. That feeling of quiet satisfaction? It wasn't evil. It was survival math. Your brain today is still running that ancient software, in a world that looks completely different. Here's where it gets really interesting. You don't feel Schadenfreude for everyone who fails. If a homeless man drops his groceries, you feel sympathy, maybe guilt. But if a smug, arrogant coworker gets publicly embarrassed in a meeting, different story. Research shows Schadenfreude is strongest toward people who are high status. The higher someone is, the more satisfying their fall feels. This is why we love celebrity scandals, why we enjoy watching powerful people get exposed. Envied, not just disliked, specifically envied. The person who got the promotion you wanted, the friend who always seems to have everything together. If someone cheated, lied, or was cruel, and then something bad happened to them, your brain fires the reward signal hard, because it feels like justice. Psychologists call this just world satisfaction, the feeling that the universe balanced itself out. And honestly, sometimes it did. Now take all of this ancient brain wiring and plug it into Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Suddenly you have a machine designed to constantly show you other people's wins, other people's highlights, other people's perfect lives. Which means, envy is being manufactured at scale, every single day. And where envy goes, Schadenfreude follows. This is why fail compilations get hundreds of millions of views. Why cancel culture spreads like wildfire. Why one tweet about a celebrity's mistake gets shared 1 million times before breakfast. Your brain isn't broken. It's just doing exactly what it was designed to do, in an environment it was never designed for. The dopamine hits faster, harder, more often, and the more you feed it, the more it craves. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The person you feel most Schadenfreude toward usually reflects something you haven't accepted in yourself. You envy the person who's confident because you wish you were. You want the arrogant person to fail because their success makes you question your own worth. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. We measure ourselves not by fixed standards, but by looking at the people around us. And when someone around us is doing better, our brain reads that as we are doing worse, not because we actually are, just because the gap feels threatening. So the satisfaction from their failure isn't really about them. It's about you. It's about the part of you that wants to feel enough, wants to feel like you're not falling behind. That's not a character flaw. That's a human flaw. And the first step to rising above it is simply seeing it clearly. So the next time you feel that small, quiet flicker of satisfaction, when someone who had it all suddenly doesn't, don't ignore it. Don't shame yourself for it. Instead, ask, who is this person to me? And what does my reaction say about what I want? Because your brain is not your enemy. It's just old. Running ancient code. In a world that moved faster than evolution could follow, understanding it is how you take back control. If this video made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe because we're just getting started. See you in the next one.